In Political Science for Class 12, we are continuing the chapter Era of One Party Dominance. And this chapter is basically related to the dominance of Congress Party in first three general elections after we got independence. So the topic is Congress dominance in first three general elections. You know general elections? General elections are there. These are the elections that are conducted at national level and they are held in India after every 5 years. And other elections are mid-term elections, okay, and by-elections. Mid-term elections that are to be conducted before the completion of the term, and by-elections are to fill up the vacant seat. So this is about the general election, which is general means for all, for the entire country, and this is for Lok Sabha. Okay, so the first three general elections were held in, you remember, the first one was conducted in 1952, then after 5 years 1957, and then after 5 years in 1962. So this era was characterized by the monopoly of Congress at the center along with the smaller opposition parties. In 1952 elections that were conducted, Congress won around 45% of vote share and 74.3% seats. It got 364 seats out of 489. And next to it was Communist Party that got only 16 seats. And the state elections were also held at the same time. It was told in the previous lecture also. The first general elections was three general elections. In these elections, the elections for Lok Sabha as well as for the state legislatures were going on simultaneously. So the state elections were also held at the same time, and the Congress Party got big victory even in these elections. Which elections? The state elections, in the state governments also. In the states also the government was formed by the Congress Party only, as it got majority. It got majority in all the states except in Travancore, that is Cochin, and that is the part of today's Kerala. Okay. So in 1957 its vote share was 47.8% and 75.1% of the seats. And in the third one, in 1962, it got over 44.7% vote and 73% of seats. You can see now there was a wide gap in the popular vote share and the seats share in all the three general elections. Congress got over 3/4 of the seats. In 1957, in Kerala, a coalition led by CPI formed the government. CPI is Communist Party of India. It got 3 out of 4 votes. However, it used to get less than 50% of the total votes. Okay, less than 50% votes, but how can it would be in power? It is because of the system of FPTP. This we have done in class 11. That means first past the post system. It means the party, the candidate, whoever gets more votes than the other is declared elected. So rest of the votes were shared by the opposition parties that were segregated, that were separated, different, and they were rivals. and independent candidates also. So this was due to the system of FPTP. Okay, and it means the party that gets votes more than the other gets succeeded. And the votes of non-Congress candidates were more than the votes of the Congress, but non-Congress votes were divided, segregated between rival parties and the candidates. So that was the main reason. So this electoral strength was due to the institutional strength of the party. Okay, and it was a party representing homogeneity in heterogeneity. It means there was unity in diversity because the members of the party were from all the spheres of the life and the society. And the factors responsible for its dominance included, or they are as follows. First is the legacy of national struggle. We know the Congress party was involved in national movement for freedom, and it had inherited a vast and enriched legacy from the nationalist struggle. And there were many party leaders like Nehruji, Shastriji. Okay, they were very popular and they had spent years in jail. So that made them popular and people used to admire them. Second one is grassroots organization. Grassroots organization means connection up to the local level, grassroots level, village level. So it was the only grassroots organization which existed at that time of struggle for freedom. And its federal structure had the basis of internal democracy. Federal means the power is not concentrated, the power is not centralized, it was divided. So there was not one leader only in the party. So that was the federal structure had the basis of internal democracy. And internal party elections like election for the party head, the president of the party, served as means of legitimizing party leadership. Whoever is the head is not a dictator but is made popularly by the elections of the party members. Then next one is adjustment of local circumstances. That was another reason for its dominance. It was able to dominate because the Congress system allowed district leaders to distribute patronage, support, guidance, shelter, okay, at local level, and aggregating and aggravating mass preference provided a vital link between the people and the government. So that was connected with the people, facilitating popular sovereignty. That made the party to become popular. Okay, it was a type of pressure group during 1885 to 1904. So Congress party was working in the beginning during this time period 1885 to 1904 as a pressure group. Pressure group is the party, not political party, but the group of people who are not in the government and don't want to be the part of the government but want to draw the attention of the government towards the national issues, important issues for the benefit of the common people. Okay, so during this time period, drawing people from middle class preferences, the professionals from middle class, western educated merchants, landlords and lawyers. These were the people in this group, and it was concerned only with the reforms in legislative council and greater representation to Indians, because this was the time period when British rule was there in our country. So during 1905 to 1917, it served as a forum or a center place and stage where moderates and extremists could work together. It means the people from all walks of life all type of nature, they were the member and part of this party. And during 1917 to 1947, this time period transformed Congress into a mass movement, a multi-class organization, sorry, drawing its support from peasants, traders, and workers. So these were the reasons for the Congress party to be so powerful and dominated. Thank you.